Hey, what's up guys? King Scarlet here with a little discushy-scush that I'm confident calling pretty good. Also, who waves like this? Why'd I wave like that? Like the full windmill? I don't wave like that in real life. Why? Okay, good start. Anyway, I wanted to sit down for just a hot second and talk a little bit about the Mokuba League, just because you guys have been asking about that and wanting to know more about that, with the big question being, why'd you play cubics? I will explain. It's not going to make the fact that I did that better, but I will at least explain why. But before I do, there might be someone here watching this that's like, what's the friggin' Mokuba League? For those who don't know, the Mokuba League has had kind of a rocky history, but what it was and still is, it's like a league, obviously. So the Mokuba League is a chance essentially for smaller creators like myself. I believe the criteria at the time of entry is under 5,000 subscribers on your given platform or followers or whatever you're on. You know, it depends what they're called, but it's all the same. And these creators get together and they compete in a little tournament to not only gain exposure on a larger channel like MBT's channel, but they're also competing for a spot in the actual big YugiohTuber Grand Championship is what I believe it's called. So you can think of the Mokuba League like the minor leagues for smaller YugiohTubers, or as some of MBT's commenters so generously dubbed us, the off-brand YugiohTubers. In this tournament, there were a lot of banned decks, but we did not ban Dragoon or Zeus, and a lot of people did not like it. Anyway, you might be wondering, how were these people picked? How did I not get involved? How was I supposed to know? Well, I don't remember everything, but I believe it was on like Twitter and MBT's YouTube channel at some point in December. He put out a little thing, little link, little Google form or something. Can't remember what it was on. And you signed up there and said something. I don't even remember filling the thing out. So from there, he and Simo actually went through about 300 applicants. Probably really half of them were serious applicants, and then picked those that you saw in the Mokuba League to compete. So it was a pretty cool opportunity for those of us that did get chosen, even if my spot was just, you know, token guy who uses TikTok sometimes. So what the heck happened in this thing? Well, I did not win. Although everybody fought valiantly, Scapegoat was the winner of the tournament at the end and has now earned a spot in the YugiohTuber Grand Championship, which is really, really cool to see. He definitely earned it, and everyone really did their best and fought really hard. So congrats again to everybody, actually, that was a part of it. You all did an amazing job, and it was super cool to get to know you, and thanks again to MBT for the opportunity. Now to answer the question that I know you're all wondering. Hey, why not appliancers? And if not appliancers, why cubic? Honestly, I overthought the whole thing, but my logic was people are probably expecting me to play appliancers right away because it's the most guaranteed time. Everybody gets that first duel to showcase something, right? So I thought people are definitely going to expect me to play appliancers. They could definitely build their deck around that. Not that anybody would be that conniving, but it is a tournament with a pretty cool prize. So, you know, if they wanted to, they could. And so my thought process was, okay, I'll play something that people are not going to be expecting me to play, and my head instantly just went to Cubic, just because it is easy to play, and I haven't played a lot of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Lately. So I strapped on that helmet, and I was hoping to just OTK in round 1, and instead, I played 1 Cubic card in 3 games. It is what it is. In hindsight, yeah, that game 1 is the only one I'm guaranteed, so if I want to showcase something, should have played appliancers, learned my lesson, but I overthought the thing because it was a tournament and I did really want to do well, which I know is pretty ironic given the deck I chose, but here we are. So now let's talk a little bit about how the tournament was received. I think it's safe to say mixed reviews. I was really thankful for MBT to share his spotlight and his audience with us. By all means, I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but holy smokes, those comments were brutal. Without diving into too many of the mean comments about a lot of us creators in the tournament, I already mentioned the off-brand comment, which I actually found kind of funny, but I don't want this to just be like a complaint video about like, some of the comments were mean. Yeah, there were some mean comments, but I think if we just look at the tournament itself, a lot of the frustration that I saw was at the fact that Dragoon was seen often. Like, some people did start calling it the Dragoon League, which was like, you know, I guess. And I get it. It was kind of like, for a lot of people, it was like, well, why did we have this ban list to stop seeing the same top decks, but we left Dragoon and Zeus alone? And the truth is, I don't know. Look, I get it. Dragoon's not a fun card. Zeus is on its way to being kind of similar as far as how people view that. I understand. Both cards carry a lot of decks in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! And for many, as soon as those two cards hit the field, there's this reaction. Okay, so that's what your deck does. Yeah, cool. While I understand that frustration, I'd like to maybe explain from the creator's point of view as far as participating in this tournament, by the way. Yeah, so those cards were not banned from the tournament. So those of us that are competing, by the way, for a spot in the YugiohTuber Grand Championship, we're going to throw in everything that we can that's going to help us win. While it's really, really fun to showcase some of our more fun rogue strategies, we are also trying to win the tournament because of what we might get to do if we win. So if these two cards, Dragoon and Zeus, are available for us to play, it doesn't really make sense in a tournament to play objectively worse cards if we can fit those cards into our deck, and those cards will increase our chances of winning. You know, while I get they're not always fun to watch, this was a tournament. I'm fully convinced that MBT left those cards unbanned specifically for me. Just a lowly, TikToking YouTuber that makes jokes about Yu-Gi-Oh! And sometimes plays the game too, up against some of the best players in the game right now. He did it for me. So if you want to blame somebody, blame me. And if it's any consolation, I summoned Dragoon. And guess what? I lost that match. In fact, I don't think, if my memory serves correctly, I don't think Dragoon or Zeus won anybody their match. So again, while I understand the frustration, relax. Some takeaways of my experience in the Mokuba League are the fact that I just met some really wonderful creators that I'm now talking to almost daily and getting to work with a lot more. It's so weird that all of this happened at the same time, but in the midst of being in the Mokuba League, Scapegoat Yu-Gi-Oh! Started Goat Time podcast, and I got to be a cast member on that, and will continue to be, so that's super fun. And a lot of us are just always talking and sharing ideas together now, and it's really cool that we've all kind of had this blossoming friendship and kind of support group in a way for creators of our size, and that's really all thanks to MBT kind of like forcing us together, which is really, really cool. I'm just super thankful for all the new friendships, and it just made the whole thing so much more worth it. It was already a really cool opportunity, but I really, really do think that was the icing on the cake, to be honest. It's super cool that I now feel like I'm way closer with these people and actually friends with them rather than just like acquainted via Twitter. And on top of that, getting to commentate with one of my YugiTubing heroes, MBT, was really, really cool. I knew that he had seen my content before and that kind of thing, which was already really cool, but getting to have an actual conversation with him was just really, really awesome. Like, I was super nervous for that. I'm afraid that I was going to make myself sound like a moron, but then I realized I do that on purpose all the time. I had a blast during the whole thing. This was so much fun. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the YugiTuber Grand Championship, and I'm looking forward to the next Mokuba League, whenever that is, just seeing some more up-and-coming creators be involved in that and get to have the same experience. So MBT, if you watched this and made it this far into the video, thank you so much for the opportunity. It was seriously so awesome to get to be a part of. And I hope those of you that did watch it did at least find some form of enjoyment out of it, despite the fact that Dragoon showed up sometimes. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. If you liked the video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, and see ya. Something invisible. Bum 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 bee 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 bum 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 Triff, please do not sue me. Just think that the song is a banger.